Hi friend, welcome back to my channel. I don't know what's going on. Bath & Body Works has been hitting me with sales, and in some ways I've had to go in and shop, and then like other days there has just been like too good of a deal to pass up. So let's just go ahead and talk about the things that I have recently purchased from Bath & Body Works. Forgive the head cold. I sound worse than I am. I feel well enough to film. I just have a little bit of like a raspiness, but we're just gonna persevere anyways. So what initially kicked things off was they finally had a hand cream and Pocketbac sale, which is what I had been jonesing for. So I grabbed two hand creams. I grabbed Glazed Pumpkin and then Vampire Blood, both just like scents for this time of year that I was hoping for. And truthfully, I anticipate that I will be able to finish these off since I'm currently using both of them right now to be able to get them used off in the fall months. And then probably in the winter, I would probably want something more hydrating or moisturizing than these tend to be for how dry my hands get. So really happy with both of these scents. So then moving into the Pocketbac portion of that sale, I ended up picking up four. I have two that caught my eye from the moisturizing. I've had the moisturizing version in the larger pump that I was putting in my classroom, and I found the texture really interesting. I haven't seen it in the pump fashion since, and I haven't really seen Pocketbacs offering it. So my curiosity was piqued. I picked up two different scents. I did warm vanilla sugar, and then I did rosewater and ivy. I was just sort of thinking if I like this formulation and it's not popular, I might want it in this spring. So I thought it would be a good one to have a spring scent lingering around. If I need to use it now, it's not that big of a deal. And then I grabbed two more fallish in the more traditional format. I have Vampire Blood and I have Blackberries and Basil. Very happy that we are restocked on these. I actually, in a moment of weakness, when I was waiting, and this is gonna sound so stupid, when I was waiting for a Pocketbac sale, I decided to get sucked into the whole like Touchland craze. And so I have a Touchland. I bought a couple. I bought the little Crocs case because we're a Crocs family. I thought I'd put it on the diaper bag. It'd be really cute. Like I went all in. I don't love the formula. I find this is got a bit more like body to it where I can feel like I can actually spread it and truly get my hands clean. Where with the Touchland one, I feel like I'm spraying a ton of it because it's so thin and it dries so fast that I have to really coat myself to be able to like very quickly spray it. I don't know. I just don't feel like it is as great for the like the messiness of my current life. So once those are gone, I will immediately pull these out and I will probably remain a Pocketbac loyalist. And then we move into a candle. So when the Villains collection dropped, I have been keeping my eye on it. I had a couple of free body care, like full-size rewards that I wanted to use. And I just like was waiting for that to come out. And when it finally dropped, I made my way into store. I wanted to be able to smell it. And I have to say, I found the scents overall very interesting and underwhelming. So I feel like in some versions I liked the candle, but I didn't like the body care version. Other times I liked the body care, but it was just like a mediocre body care set. Like it was nothing super special. And I was like, I don't know. I don't think I need to like use anything for this. But I really actually fell in love with the Maleficent candle, not the body care, but the actual Maleficent candle scent. And I'm going to be honest, it is another variation of rose, which is probably why I like it, but I kept coming back to it and I was really curious about it, but I was not going to buy it for full price. And they were offering a candle sale at that time, but it didn't include the Villains line for some reason. So I was like, it's fine. Like I don't need it that badly. It's not a big deal. But then they randomly put all of their Halloween, including the Villains line, which I don't think is doing well, at least by my, just like looking at my store has been buried in Villains stuff. Unlike the Disney princesses where it was selling really fast, this stuff is just sort of sitting there collecting dust. Like it's not really pulling the people in. So when it went 50% off, I saw it, forgot about it, and then I was like, oh wait, it's still going. So then I went ahead and purchased the Maleficent candle. I'm not big into Sleeping Beauty. That is not what draws me to this. I just was curious about the scent, and I do like it. It's so nice. I could care less. Like the lid, sure, it's just a remake of whatever they used last year for, what was it? Candy, caramel, apple, something. One of their like Halloween things. But I just like the idea of this. I have seen mixed reviews since buying it about its performance having much of a scent throw or like a lot of scent coming off of it, but to have only paid, what was it, $20? Still high, but $20 for it comparatively, it's fine. I'm curious about it. And like I said, it is rose, but it feels like a slightly different version of rose, so I'm here for it. Okay, so now we get into the body care portion of my purchasing. So after dealing with the trip-in for Villains and realizing that there was nothing from the Villains collection I wanted body care wise, I still needed to use my 2 rewards because they were about to expire. So I poured through the store and it was just rough. I had an agenda. I wanted to get myself some kind of shower gel situation that would help me get through the fall. I have, I think like 1, maybe 2 scents for winter that I can focus on using first. But aside from that, it's really rose and like spring, summer heavy. So I was like, just find 2 things. So it took some perusing, but I first landed on glazed pumpkin. You can actually see I only have a little bit left in here because I poured it into my pump and I didn't have enough room for all of it. So I'm saving it for enough space to dump it all in. So like I literally had a need to get this. I liked this. I have it as a hand cream, but I don't feel like there's too much overlap or I'm gonna get sick of the scent. It is really good for this time of year. I really am in the shower, especially prone to wanting something seasonally appropriate. This did that. The notes of this were vanilla glaze, caramel woods, and pumpkin cream. So really enjoyed that. And then there was nothing else in the fall collection that I really liked. And it's weird to say because that is not normally the situation. I can normally find like a drove of things that I'm into. So I ended up just going with a warm vanilla sugar body lotion. And I figured I would just give it to Ben. Ben loves this scent. It is probably his favorite scent of all time. And if he ever like annoys me or I want to take it back from him, I can. I'm just teasing. I could also use it if I wanted to, but that's what I landed on. I really only got 1 shower gel. I couldn't get this in a shower gel. My store didn't have it. So I was like, all right, whatever. I'm done walking around like trying to make this out of nothing. So I just pulled it and went with it. And then of course, they dropped their collaboration with the Milk brand and then had a whole store-wide $4.95 sale. So I was like, well, okay. And I had a 20% off coupon to still use for the month. So I was like, well, let me just see. So as I was perusing on the app, 2 things happened. I ended up coming across Gingham Gorgeous. And I just have to say, I love this scent. I don't have any more in my collection. I really feel like I would like to have this scent all year round available to me. So I picked it up as a body cream. I thought it could be a good merger coming out of like my heavy wintry scents into spring, but still kind of like needing the moisturization. And then I also grabbed it as a body lotion. That way I figured I could use it this summer because I really love the scent of it. And then I decided to go for it as a shower gel because even if I end up using it this fall, I love it. I don't think this is an exclusively spring summer scent. I could use this kind of all year round. So I thought I would go ahead and grab it, like break all the rules. And then from the Milk collaboration, I did their body wash and I did the body cream. This scent, it's yummy. It's not quite as like, it's sweet, but there is something more sugary in this compared to warm vanilla sugar. Like that warm part of the warm vanilla sugar is the only thing that makes this different. Oh, this is good. So I figured this would be good to also use in the fall. This again could also be a good one for the winter. I actually have already, it didn't take me long at all. I feel like normally I go through all of September, but at this era of my life, I started using body creams like 2 weeks ago and I've already gone through one of the body creams that I had in my closet. So I definitely am gonna probably need, like I'm gonna go through more body creams than I anticipated this winter season because winter has already started for me. I'm already starting to like dry out on my body. So I thought this would go ahead and be used. So feels like a lot, especially coming off of our last hoarding closet update. But like I said, now that we are in the routine of me being back at work, the school year has resumed, I'm working out every day, I'm showering almost every single day. So I'm putting on, body wash and some kind of moisturizing product on my body every single day. So it is starting to move things through the closet at a quicker rate than it was over the summer. So that's sort of how I'm justifying some of it, but this is where we're at. Wanted to document it, wanted to keep track of it as a way for me to cool it, because I should be fine now in all categories for a bit. But as always, I'll keep you tuned in. If you have any things that you've been purchasing, like your thoughts about the Villains collection, let me know down below in the comments. As always, thank you so much for being here. I'll catch you in my next video real soon. Bye.